Here are 6 tips about how to balance your art, writing, whatever, with a full-time job. And I should say, I did this during the last 15 years, having a full-time job, 3 daughters. I wrote 2 books, one movie that wasn't made, 4 comic book series, short, 2 graphic novels, and I think that's it. So here are the tips. 1, don't do it for the money because you get pressure inside. It says, well, I'm doing my full-time job until this gets me money, and then I'll be able to have financial freedom. But the problem is that it stresses you out so much that you can't write, and you think, well, how can this book be so successful that I don't have to have a full-time job? 2, don't do it for the breakthrough. You might be thinking, if I do this thing, everyone will get to know who I am. I'll be a bestseller. If it won't earn enough money, at least people will know who I am. This has to succeed. And then it stresses you out and you can't write. It paralyzes you. Paralyzes you. Don't do it for the breakthrough. 3, imagine no one will read it. I used to be really afraid that if I don't write a perfect sentence, then I've lost it, and people will hate me, and people will realize I'm not any good, and stuff like that. Imagine no one will read you, and you will be free. And then, if it's good enough, publish it. 4, realize that you can't be your idol, that person that you worship, that artist, that you can't be as good as them. You're not them. You are you, and your art gets you out, and no one is better at being you than you, for all your faults and for all your pluses and for all everything that you are. No one's better being you than you, and that's what your art does. So you can't be your idols. You can be you, which is someone else's idol. But don't think about that either. That was 4. 5, realize you have infinite time, because art is not for making a living. You don't need to do it in 2 weeks or 6 months or 1 month and then leave your job and then depend on this for your living. You just have to write or do your art. That's what you have to do. 6, here's the thing that comes from all of that. Since you're not doing it for the money, and since you don't have a deadline, and since you have infinite time, you have to do the thing that you can't not do, that you have to do, that you can't breathe without, that you can't live without. Do that thing. You'll have time to do it. At midnight, and when your partner's asleep, or when your kids are asleep, or during lunch, or during the weekend, or any time that you have. You spend the little time you have on the one thing you can't do without, and let it take as much as it takes. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe so we can talk. See you soon.